Thanks for joining me today. So I wanted to do just a quick walkthrough of this mini album that I created. I actually made it for my mom as a recipe book, and it's really pretty simple compared to a lot of tutorials I've seen online. I did not embellish the front because my mom tends to just stack things on top of each other, so I didn't want to put anything on here that could get crushed or could potentially damage whatever is sitting on top of it. And then I wasn't also 100% sure whether she was interested in collecting all of her recipes. She knows she's a very good cook, but she does not work off of recipes. So she just, you know, knows in her head how to put a dish together. So it's fairly amazing. I have always asked her for her recipes, and she can never really give me measurements for anything. So I did make it, while it's intended to be a recipe book, it's generic enough so that it can be a photo album as well, if that's how she would prefer to use it. So this is a magnet closure that keeps the book together. This is the front cover. It's two pockets, full length. And there are four signatures or 4 pages, and they're all the same in terms of structure. So I'll go through the first one in a little bit more depth, and then I'll flip through each of them just so that you can see the design. So each page has a 1/2 inch gusset to give room for growth as she fills this out. You flip it open, and on the flap side, it's a pocket that goes the full width. And I've given her, these are intended to be recipe cards, and it's just printed on 65-pound cardstock, single layer, but it's got nice straight lines so that she's not a journaler, but certainly if you were to make an album for somebody who does do journaling, this is a great way to kind of pre-print some lines and have it be a little bit nicer. This little belly band is held down with a magnet, and there's the little accent stripes. These are Love from Lizzie's pinstripe stickers, which come in a variety of different colors and finishes. She's got foil, glitter, etc. And this is actually 3 layers. So I built my base from black cardstock, and so there's the base flap is black, but I liked how it looked with the waterfall, because I thought that if I put a pattern here, it would just take too much away and it would be too busy. So the top layer is black cardstock, the base structure layer is black cardstock, and then there's pattern paper on the inside. So it's actually 3 layers, so it's stable. And then the waterfall is 5 deep and has a flip out. So she can put, my thought anyway, is that she can put maybe a photo of the dish here, and then flip it out, and then she could have maybe the ingredients and then the instructions on how to make it. Or if she has really simple recipes, she could, just put recipe, recipe, recipe. So kind of up to her. Or if she didn't want to do that at all, she could put 3 photos here. So that's also an option too. And the these extra cards she could use as a matted layer for her photo if she wanted to get the photo just slightly smaller. So lots of different options for how she can use this. Or if you liked the design and wanted to create something similar for someone you love, you could make that be photos. This I didn't want to cover because the paper is kind of nice actually, but these photo mats that I'll be including for her, she could easily put one back here too, but she can at least initially enjoy that paper. Now, going to the back side of the first signature, there's a really simple design. This is again a magnet closure, and these little cutouts are so pretty. They look like seed packets to me, and you get like a whole page of them. So really pretty. And I thought it's just, perfect for this style of closure. And this is just really simple. So she can again put a photo, maybe an extra special recipe, whatever she likes. And this, it does not come with the Prima marketing paper pad. This is just the same ivory cardstock over here, but I found a stock photo of script, and you can't even read it. I don't think it's real words. It's just meant to have that look of calligraphy script. So I printed that out, and I tinted the color, so there's a couple different looks to that. So this first page is actually also a pocket page. So the page that attaches to the hinge, there's a pocket there. And so I've given her just a really simple card tag. I don't even know what, little folio, I guess. I don't know what you would call this. But again, she can put one of these matted photo mounts here. If you were giving this to somebody who does journaling, that they could do journaling on this page. This is not a standard greeting card size, so she can't really use it as a greeting card or postcard or anything like that. But I have it in here, and they are sticking out a little bit at the top, but that's only because I want her to realize that this is a pocket, and she's not familiar with this style of album, so she won't know that this is a pocket. And I thought about potentially hanging the card out like this, which I see a lot of people do, but then I didn't like the look of that. I kind of wanted her to enjoy this page as it was laid out, because I didn't design it to have something hanging over it. So really, she just needs to know that this is a pocket, and then she can and then she'll know how to use it. But each of these little cards will tuck in all the way, so you won't see it if you have it all the way in there. Okay, so now I'll just quickly flip through the rest, because they're all the same. This is another pattern where there's a lot of sort of negative space that's really decorative and pretty, but you can easily put a photo mat there and it would be gorgeous. Now, one thing with Prima marketing paper, at least for the A4 pack, is it only comes with 6 designs. They are double-sided, and so I guess technically you get 12, but they the B side is usually fairly simple, but I wish there were more, because you can probably already notice some repeats, even though cut down to these smaller panels it looks a little different. This is that full sheet of sort of cutouts, seed packets, as I like to think of them. But I love how well it coordinates, because this is another design with the pear. This has 2 pairs, and then there's a pear, and I think this is their main design page. But really gorgeous. And there's a food theme. I think this is Fruit Paradise is the name of the collection. And again, with the pears. But there's some florals in here too, so it's like that floral pattern and this floral pattern, so really versatile. Again, I picked the fruit because this was intended to be is intended to be a recipe book, but it's so pretty that, she can use it however, despite the food theme. If this was a photo album, it would still be really pretty as one. So a lot of different designs. I do have some additional paper coming. I've got a graphic 45 that I'm excited to use, and I think graphic 45 tends to have more designs, so there'll be a little bit more variety in that one. This is the back cover, and I really love this pocket because I'm really proud that I came up with it on my own. So let me show it real quick. So first off, it's an accordion pocket. So there's like a little accordion fold here. It's got a little 1/4-inch gusset at the bottom, just so that, it's meant so that you can really stick a lot in here and not have it feel too tight, like something's gonna bust at the seams. But nothing special with the gusset or the accordion. The thing that I really am proud of, because I did not have to look it up on YouTube, was I made a divider. So this is actually a divided pocket, and there's a little bit of an accordion divider right in the center there. So as you can see, this won't fit down the center. So it really neatly fits all of these extra recipe cards and photo mats. And I've got I'll quickly walk through this. It can hold quite a lot. So I made her these extra photo mats, and there's a variety of designs here. So there's this set here has the photo corners here. This set has photo corners there. Gave her some with photo corners on all four, and then I just gave her some mounted recipe cards that have no photo corners. They just have the black matted layer behind. And these are the same page size as the recipe cards. So if she wanted, she could stick the recipe cards in into these photo mats as well. So they're all designed to kind of swap it in and out. So because she has exactly the number of recipe cards needed to fill the waterfall for each page, and then these I just gave her as extras, and none of this is glued down. So if she did not want this extra cream layer, certainly if she wanted, she can leave this cream layer in here, and it would give her a nice little border. And then if she wanted to cut down a photo that was slightly smaller than that ivory cardstock, she could. There's enough of the photo corner that would keep that a third layer secured on the panel. So a lot of different options, but if she didn't like the look of that, she could cut a photo exactly this size and then tuck that in. And these photo corners are really great. It's just, some scraps that I cut, a square first, and then cut the square in half to get 2 triangles, and then scored and wrapped it behind. So really simple, easy, and functional, and it makes use of all your scraps. So you get the pretty design, but you also get to feel good about your design paper not going to waist. So lots of different options and looks that she can achieve. And so if I put this in, this is 10 sheets, 10 photo mats here, and this pocket could, it's not even half full, so it can actually fit even more than that. And the only reason why I added a couple to the front is so that, again, she kind of knows how to use this and realizes what's a pocket and what's not a pocket. But yeah, that's my mini album recipe book, and I'm excited to gift this to her. I wish I could give it to her in person, but we don't live near each other, so I'll have to send it to her. It's fairly heavy though, because once you get all of that cardstock in there, it is pretty heavy. So I don't know what it's gonna cost to ship, but it's gonna be more than worth it. I just wish I could see her reaction when she got it. But had a lot of fun making it. Thanks for watching this walkthrough video. And while I make a lot of cards, I think I'll be making a lot more mini albums too, because this was a lot of fun, and I already have a lot of ideas for other folks who I think would enjoy a mini album, and I'm excited to use some more structural, techniques and create more interesting sort of flips and flaps and whatnot. And I also have, if this is all hand cut, and it's simple because everything is just squared, but I do have some dies coming. They just, with everything that's going on right now, everything is shipping just, a little bit slower or taking a little bit longer for orders to be filled. But I do have the Tonic memory book dies coming, and one of their keepsake insert dies, die sets, and really excited to use that. And I also have a Sizzix mini album die set that's coming, which I think will be fun to just make really simple memory books for my nieces, and have it be a way for them to commemorate each year as they grow up. And then that way, if I gift them a new memory book mini album, they'll on their birthday, they'll have a way to kind of commemorate that age. And so I'm excited for that project, but I want to try the dies out for that one, because I think it'll be a lot simpler and quicker to put together than doing this hidden hinge and creating the cover and everything from scratch. So the nice thing I will say is that when you do it from scratch like this, you can make your covers out of some nice chipboard, which makes this really sturdy and gives it a lot of extra structure. So I wanted this recipe book album to be almost like an heirloom that will hold up through the ages. And even though, for my nieces, I do want those albums to last a good long while too, but, when you're using dies, especially the thinlit dies and the framelit dies from Sizzix, or even I think the Tonic ones really, they probably won't cut through chipboard. So I'm gonna have to think about, what weight paper I want to use to have it, be a good sturdy album. But when you make it from scratch like this, you can use chipboard or you can use mat board, and it's a really nice, it makes for a really nice sturdy album that doesn't feel, like it'll kind of wear down if you open it and look at it too much. Sizzix does have some of their big dies that are travel journals, notebooks, but they're not albums in the sense of this, where, it's meant to have the hinge system and pages inside. They're more like kind of journal covers. So the binding is completely different, and I looked at several of them, but I didn't find one, and if you know of one, let me know in the comments. But I didn't find a big die that would make an album similar to this. I am looking forward to getting the other album dies because they have more interesting page styles and have, interesting page shapes. And so even though they can't cut through chipboard, I'll just use, really heavyweight cardstock as the base structure and hope that maybe layer that up a couple times for the cover and the back cover to get that stability that chipboard offers. But I think it'll be fun, and it'll make for really exciting memory books. And I also do plan to make my wedding album as well. So I'm waiting for the dies for that too. So in the meantime, my mom is going to be the first recipient of one of my albums. And so this is the first one that I really feel is like, I've made a couple before this, but this I feel like is really nice. And so she'll be the first person to get one from me, but she won't be the last. Thanks for joining me. Looking forward to sharing more of my mini albums with you, so stay tuned and keep an eye out for those if mini albums are something that you're interested in. And happy crafting!